Can't believe it's been 6 months since I was last allowed to work in court. Oh yeah, I got permission back to, do the thing. But yeah, this was the teleportation machine that went badly. This was found at the scene, though why it's there, I still need to figure that out. And there's also this, but no clue what it's for. I imagine it's part of the like someone's outfit. Now here I am, back at the Old Bailey. Oh yeah, this is my, my client, Albert Hairbrain. Mr. Naruto. Good morning, Professor Hairbrain. I don't understand. It doesn't make I don't know what kind of voice I'm doing for this dude. It doesn't make sense. Like the dude is I believe he's British, but studied in Germany for a time. The atmospheric pressure in here is off the charts. I've never felt anything like it. It's crushing me. I feel it every time I'm here. That gravity. Well, this is Britain's highest court. But are you telling me it's fitted with some kind of device that can actually control air pressure? We're not that far in tech yet. I think it's probably all in the mind. Yeah, well, you won't let me down, will you, Mr. Naruto? I'm counting on you today in today's trial. To save my life! To save the secret of my super high voltage... I forgot how much of a word salad this is. My thing from being made public. Oh yeah, I think they invented, like, copyrights and patents at this point. I know what I have to do. I have to establish that the explosion 2 days ago was nothing more than an unfortunate accident. So now I think about it, they never found the body, right? Or if they did, I haven't gotten the autopsy report. Well, I'm sure there's nothing to worry about, really. Justice will prevail. My commiserations. You seem to have been lumbered with a more tiresome case. Is this Herlock? It is. Mr. Sholmes, I didn't see you here. I expect to see you here. That was very mean, Runa, leaving me all alone at home with Hurley. I had to go to work. Took me at least an hour to wake him. And you're still in your steampunk Mickey Mouse outfit? Are you... Herlock Sholmes? Indeed, sir. I am he. I am me, Herlock Sholmes. Oh, I've heard all about your exploits, even whilst living in Germany. Oh yes, Rand's magazine's on sale in Germany too. This month's installment was sublime. Your deduction in The Adventure of Silver Blaze was wonderful. Ah yes, a memorable case indeed. It concerned a snake, I seem to recall. Is this the one from the ship? Because that wasn't a snake. No, that was a speckled band. Well, thank you for coming. I do appreciate your support. I'm sorry to disappoint you, my dear fellow, but I'm afraid I can't stay. I have urgent business at Madame Tuspel's. I still don't know the pun in the waxwork lady's name. I believe it was Esmeralda Tuspel? Hold on. Okay, this is the victim. And this odious man, or OD ass man. Oh yeah, Barak von Zieks has an apprentice, but we never, like, he never talks, and I have no idea what he looks like, but I have a theory it might be Herlock Sholmes in disguise, but I'm probably wrong. Also, how old is... Oh yeah, Gina's gotten older, and she's trying to be, and she's a detective inspector now. Esmeralda Tuspels. Or is it like Esmeralda 2 Spells? I still don't know it. No. The waxwork abduction, of course. Madame has engaged my services. So you're trying to get to the bottom of that ransom note. Oh yeah, one of her wax statues was stolen. The week's wages depend on it. as does the safe return of the waxwork, naturally. As such, I intend to give it my undivided attention. I imagine... Am I solving 2 cases at once, or is it all mixed together? like, oh, we stole a wax statue, we put it in the machine. Well, never mind, I understand. Of course, with my skills of observation and reasoning, resolving the matter will be as easy as proverbial pie. I shall return forthwith. For until I solve the case, I shall have no money to afford a pie of any description. How broke are we? Oh, and you must absolutely give it your full attention, Ellie. Quite, Iris, quite. But life is riddled with irony, you know. Whenever I give something my full attention, I have a quite insatiable desire for pie. Real talk, I've made pumpkin pie, no-bake cheesecake. It probably doesn't count as pie, but it does require like that little similar crust. Pecan pie. Seriously, Shelves, just ask, like, tell me. I've made key lime pie before, so just tell me what kind of pie you like. I can make something. One of the universe's intractable mysteries, you might say. Oh yes, quite, definitely, absolutely, I totally understand. Someone a little starstruck. Hey look, Shelves! Sign my tie! I wish you the very best of luck, Professor Hairbrain. Oh, I thank you. Before I depart, Mr. Naruhodo, a word in your ear, if you please. What? As you have remarkably little grounding in science, I feel I ought to inform you. As compelling as this hypothesis may be, a practical implementation, such as was attempted by the professor at the Great Exhibition, is quite impossible. Yeah, like, teleportation can't be done. Like, it's 2023 right now, and we don't have that yet. We have horror movies of what happens when it goes wrong. The professor said the demonstration was a success. Yes, it would appear that he fervently believes it was. I've read Professor Bunnybrain's paper about it too, Runo, and I have to say, I'm sure it can't be done. It could barely be done theoretically, let alone practically. So he's completely barking up the wrong tree. How could an experiment like that, how could an experiment that had no possibility of succeeding in fact succeed? And if that's contradiction, and it's that contradiction I'll be at the heart of the trial, I have no doubt. Can you please clarify? Now I must hurry along. I wish you the best of luck, my dear fellow. The wax awaits! See you later, Ellie! Well, looks like you're on your own today, Runo. But chin up, you can do it. Wait, you're not gonna be here either? Yeah, I was about to ask. No, I'm afraid I can't help. I have something I need to do. I'm all alone. I'm so lost without friends. It's gonna be a big surprise for you when you find out what it is. That sounds ominous. I'm all alone. Crap, I can't remember how that song goes from the Spamalot musical. An experiment that the laws of science say can't possibly succeed. And a scientist who's convinced that it did. That's the riddle that you have to unlock here, Ryunosuke. That's the key to the case. Is that a little girl? Sorry, I just noticed the jury. Also, maybe if I move the microphone. Or, hold on. Maybe this'll... Okay, maybe this'll work. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session.
We are sitting today for the public trial of Professor Albert Harebrained. I now call upon the counsels of the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed.
The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready, my lord. I'm 6 months out of practice, and what's more, I have no friends! I'm without Sasato-san today. Is it just my imagination, or does the air in here feel even more oppressive than usual?
Sir, I must say I recollect the victim of this case all too well. Mr. Odie Ashman.
Mr. Asman. Yeah, Asman or Asman, Odious Asman? Asman was well known as a financier, though that was merely a front for his diverse criminal activities.
It was only a month ago that the man appeared in court, prosecuted by you, Lord Van Jakes. But the jury unanimously found him not guilty.
Because every member of the jury had been bribed. Is this the same jury? Like, are they here right now? These powerful London criminals were prepared to go to extreme lengths to keep their freedom. And it still works today.
But 2 days ago, on 21st October, Mr. Osmond met his end. The work of the Woodpump, was it?
If this is how your lordship would describe divine retribution. But the fact remains that Mr. Osmond's... Asman's death was a direct result of the actions of the accused, Professor Harebrained. Oh yeah, turns out Harebrained and Beric von Deeks are buddies. Though why he's prosecuting Harebrained is a mystery for now.
Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, they have been selected at random to represent the world of people. Are the 6 of you ready for failure societal duty?
Oh, you're new. And you're all... Sorry, but the first thing I know is how square/rectangular his face is.
I'm most gratified to have been selected to carry out this important civic duty, my lord.
Oh, she's pretty. Oh, wait. Oh god, she reminds me of, Urdihara Kurai... I can't remember her name, but she's the, she was, the big bad in, Spirit of Justice. To have a man's fate in the palm of one's hand. Oh gosh, oh golly, it sends shivers down my spine. Is everyone here old? Science experiments, magic conjuring tricks, courtroom trials. All are nothing more than performances. I don't know the... Any spurious scholar that defiles the reputation of science deserves to hang! He's a baby! Oh man, the whole, like, eating corn like that, it's nostalgic. Like, I remember seeing that a lot in cartoons. We have to listen to what's said on both sides of the fence and, settle on one. That's it, ain't it? Hey, wakey! Please don't shoot.
Wasn't like this back in my day.
Wasn't like this at all. Put the gun down. That's... Wait. The police killer Automol look... What? Crap, Oh boy, my memory sucks. He's exhausted as ever, it seems. I genuinely don't remember this Automol thing. Hopefully the game can help.
Now, as you're all aware, the incident we are here to judge today tragically took place at the Great Exhibition shortly after its opening.
Though the death toll could have been far worse. With the exception of the victim, no one was killed. Nevertheless, the dream of the science being exhibited rapidly turned into a nightmare for the spectators. Also voice crack, I'm sorry. Did it mention the otter mole in here anywhere? Oh wait. Oh, otter mole, I think it was a... Oh! It was that... Okay, I remember now. That dude, Tuspels had a wax statues up, and one of the exhibits was of the otter mole case, and I guess while I was there was that dude sleeping in a chair, so it's him.
The tragic turn of events, and as such the eyes of all London. No, of the whole world will be on this trial. It is our duty to reach a swift and just conclusion, I feel. Sure, your opening statement, please, Lord Van Geeks.
I just realized who are going to be the witnesses. I imagine one of them's going to be Gregson, but assuming there's going to be others, who are they going to be? At the heart of this incident is technology never before demonstrated anywhere in the world.
One of science's latest developments, I take it. The government is keen to capitalize on the great exhibition to improve Britain's technological advantage.
The technology being demonstrated by the accused was described as... that.
Good lord!
It's designed to disassemble human subjects using extremely high voltage electricity and beam them instantly to another location where they are subsequently reassembled. Basically, he tried to invent fast travel.
Is such a thing even within the realms of possibility?
Well, I don't believe it, that's for sure.
Disassembling people with electricity? My goodness, how shocking! No pun intended! I don't know what kind of voice... I forgot what kind of voice I gave this dude. The whole idea is absurd. The hypothesis will never stand scrutiny.
Sir, I believe you are a fellow of the Royal Society, are you not? An expert in your field?
I am, and my word on the matter cannot be considered final. Instantaneous kinesis is poppycock. So this expert and Mr. Sholmes are in agreement. It's impossible.
What is the prosecution's view on the matter?
The prosecution would assert that the accused instantaneous kinesis demonstration was a success. Oh, that's why Sholmes was saying that I have to prove that it was impossible. He's exploded.
Wow!
The professor's hypothesis is currently under investigation by the British government. If it is deemed to have merit, a substantial research grant will be... Oh, that's why! So the prosecution wants to assert that not only was it a success, it actually did kill someone? If it's deemed to have merit, a substantial research grant. The accused made use of the invention built on his new hypothesis to take Mr. Assman's life in order to be the sole benefactor of the grant. Oh, okay, that makes a little more sense. Hey! This disastrous demonstration was no accident. It was carefully designed from the outset to end the life of the victim.
Good Lord Van Geeks. Prosecution's stance is clear. But you will now bring forth witnesses to substantiate your claims.
Gladly, my lord.
Whee!
Bailiff, show the first witnesses to the stand. My shirt is going to come off next. Also, we're not. Okay, I was expecting different people. Like, since this whole thing took place in front of an audience. Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court. Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard's Homicide Division. I was on duty at the demonstration on the day in question, and in charge of the following investigation. Albert Airbrain, scientist! You were born in England, but have been carrying out research in Germany in recent years, correct? Yes, that's right. After graduating from university here in Britain, I went to work in Germany and made an amazing discovery, which is what brought me back. I had to demonstrate my incredible hypothesis at the Great Exhibition. What you demonstrated was incredible, alright. An incredible explosion. But the science was a success. The thing worked. Everyone saw it, they must have. Yeah, there was a terrible accident, but the demonstration of my hypothesis was a success. That's not the focus here. Well, that much is undeniable, as shown in this photograph taken by the forensic investigation team. There's the body! Wait. Okay, it's a little weird, but this picture of the victim versus, I don't know, versus this angle and this chin, it's weird. He looks really handsome here. That's right, my lord. Seems the victim rammed straight into. Ow. Wait. This was taken inside the Crystal Tower, the starting piece of the exhibition. So he was sent flying into it.
I see. Very well, submit the photograph as evidence.
As a quarter, the victim of the incident was Mr. Odie Osman. Oh, let me take it. Stab wound to the chest. Was it some sort of crystal thing that stabbed him? Also, how are these glasses working? Unless it's one of those anime glasses that don't have the little, what's it called, thing that goes over the ear. So, what is... Sorry, I'm trying to figure out, like, what's this thing he's strapped onto? Was it part of the experimentation device? Like, some sort of, strap yourself to this papoose board? There have been a number of allegations made against the man, but putting him aside for the time being, he was the man who financed the research for the experiment and the demonstration itself.
I see. So to summarize the situation, the defendant is accused of taking the life of the man who funded this work. Would that be correct?
Yep. But couldn't it be that the explosion was caused by some malfunction in the apparatus? That's right, that must be it! My splendid machine! My poor splendid machine! Focus! You just saw a picture of a corpse and all you're talking about is your machine! Sorry, hold on, water break. We can't even examine the wreckage thanks to the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act. Sorry, it's been my mouthful. Whoa! The wreckage! The wreckage!
There being a curse, how can the facts be established? How can it possibly be determined whether this was an accident or a deliberate and malicious act?
Extremely simply, my lord.
I beg your pardon?
This is not right. Witness. Which one? Oh, sorry, me? No, your neighbor. Yes, you! Yes, sir. It was murder, plain and simple. Anyone could state that with complete certainty. Nani?
Thank you, Inspector. I think we had a proceed to formal testimony. You will explain to the court on what grounds you claim this experiment to have been a front for murder.
Sorry, before that, I just need to check something really quick. I'm sorry, having a little brain fart. I need to check something really quick. Okay, never mind. Let me save just in case. The corpse that went crashing through the crystal tower had a broken neck. Did it? I made a minor miscalculation in the angle of the beam projection, that's all. That was my mistake. But the post-mortem examination revealed another injury. A fatal wound. There was a lesion in his chest where he had clearly been stabbed by something sharp right in the heart. So the victim was killed before he went anywhere. And this fella is the only one who could have done it. Is that where the crossbow comes in? Because I found this. And I still don't know how, like, maybe it had to do with the murder. Because it was found on the floor. But I was curious, like, how unless the bolt was made of ice, why, if it was the murder weapon, how is it not there anymore? Unless it went right through him.
Extraordinary business. This is suffering a broken neck. The victim was stabbed in the heart.
Information I would really like to have heard from someone other than the judge. Give me a post-mortem report. Coroner said death would have been all but instant from a wound like that. You could say, in fact, that the victim was killed twice by the accused. No. That couldn't be further from the truth. I have read the experiment plan document that was submitted to the security team. The victim himself stood inside something called the bird cage, ready to be beamed instantly. To the second level of the crystal tower, about 25 yards away. The experiment did not go according to plan, however. Oh, it shot him higher! Or, wait, never mind. As the machine was put into operation, there was a large explosion. The blast caused the beam transmitter to point higher than intended. Accordingly, the kinesis resulted in the birdcage materializing in midair. For a second, it looked like it's like sent him inside one of the hot air balloons. From where it subsequently fell, crashing through the glass of the glass tower's large round window.
My word! One assumes the victim's neck was broken upon impact with the tower, then.
I'm so sorry! I didn't mean for this to happen! The machine was just too powerful! But honestly, really, I swear, it was just an accident! A terrible accident! Fortunately, that excuse can't save you. Nope. Not considering the sharp murder weapon that pierced the victim's heart. Murder weapon? What are you saying? Gimme! This is the autopsy report submitted by the coroner. The prosecution would like it entered into the court record.
The request is granted.
Yeah, keep talking. Courtney Scythe? Was the coroner name always there? Also, I'm curious if there's a sort of a pun in the Courtney Scythe name. Hemorrhage of a wound to the chest that pierced the heart, inflicted by a sharp implement. Broken vertebrae, most likely resulting from impact.
I was there in person, you know. I saw the whole ludicrous performance.
And the only other person on the stage with Mr. Assman was a disgraceful excuse for a scientist. And really, by all accounts, it must have been him.
How did they think otherwise, really?
Very well, counsel for defense. Proceed with the cross-examination, please.
Yes, my lord. I need to focus. It's been a while. Sorry, start going. Cause I know I thought the testimony was a lot shorter than that. Wait, wrong button.
Hold it!
Are you suggesting that's because he fell from a considerable height? Exactly. Which highlights something else about this whole rum business. What's that? The fact that the instantaneous kinesis itself was a success. Eh! After the explosion, the cage with the fellow inside suddenly appeared out of nowhere in midair. Wait. Wait, so that cage they're talking about, is that where... Okay, I thought... Okay, I'm a little lost now, because these orange wooden planks, I thought maybe they're part of the tower, but then I was like, wait, are they part... Since they're over here also as well, were they part of the cage? Or... I don't know, I'm kind of lost now.
So although the experiment ended in a disaster, the so-called instantaneous kinesis did actually occur.
Remind us, Professor, what was the cause of the fatal disaster? I keep expecting bunnies to pop out of his hair.
Hold it!
So the angle of projection is critical, is it? And you calculated it yourself? Personally? Absolutely! The calculation is far too complicated for anyone but me to carry out. Yeah, that's right! That's the point! The calculation is so complicated, even I could make a mistake, isn't that bad? Exactly. Do people fall for that brazen confidence? I should try it. I took into account the subject's height and weight, the wind direction, the ambient temperature. I considered every possible variable, so I just don't understand how this could have happened. Obviously then, you had to include the weight of the clothes. Would that have... Uh-oh. Oh, that's a new animation. Crackling Comet! The answer should have been 3! So much for safety. 3 must be for safety third.
Hold it!
Another fatal injury, you say? That doesn't make sense. I don't think I'd have to spell this out, but here we go. Just because there were 2 fatal wounds, don't mean I'm saying the victim had 2 lives to lose, don't it? 2 right. Obviously, but you're saying that's not the case? You don't get your hands on once I finish my fish and chips if you don't keep butting in every few seconds. We all know that's a bottomless bag. Even he knows. Victim plummeted 3 feet into a glass tower. It would be reasonable to assume that as the cause of death. Right, that's what we all thought. But it was a red herring, wasn't it?
Hold it!
The defense knew nothing of this crucial information. You do now. The prosecution received this report from the forensic investigation team only this morning. That was the first we knew of it as well. I can only apologize for any possibility of informing the defense. Wait, is this the first time he's ever apologized to me? Like, genuinely? Oh. Sarcastic and insincere? Thanks. I didn't even notice the sarcasm. So, what was the nature of this sharp object? Among the accused tools that were in Utah's demonstration, one is of a particular interest. Oh, hey, that thing!
Oh yes, that would appear to be some kind of screwdriver, wouldn't it?
There he is! My sonic screwdriver! My trusty little companion, Andrew! You named your screwdriver? Did you name it Andrew because of the A-shaped handle? Andrew, of course. Ah, do you know each other already? He's one of my dear friends, like all the tools. I named them all, you know. We're one big happy family. Andrew is my flathead screwdriver, of course. His brother Michael's a crosshead.
Well, it would appear that your beloved Andrew has a red stain on his shank.
Eek! That isn't. It's blood. Beyond all reasonable doubt. No! Hairbrain, stop being happy. We just mentioned blood on one of your tools. And that's not all. The long, sharp shape of this Andrew fella is completely consistent with the victim's wound. Is it? What? What? Okay, hold on a sec. Okay, by the look of the screwdriver, I thought, if it was used to stab someone, wouldn't there be blood all over the sharp point instead of just like a fraction of it?
The court will enter this friend of the defendant as evidence. Defendant, as you will.
So one of Professor Hairbrain's tools is the murder weapon. Let me look at it. Yep, it's blood. Mr. Astamance, no doubt. This is the problem with looking at murder weapons. I've seen this unusually shaped handle before. It's the same screwdriver that was lodged in the grill on the floor. Does he have... Is this the same one? Or do all of his tools have the A-shaped handle? Which could be important information, so I should definitely make a note of it. Great.
Hold it!
What grounds do you have for saying that? Do you really need to ask? There were only 2 people on that public experimentation stage in front of the whole crowd. The victim, Mr. Odie Asman, and the accused, Professor Hairbrain. And we know for certain that before the experiment, the victim was alive. What voice did I give this dude? That's right. Oh.
That's right, I saw it with my own eyes.
Furthermore, following the explosion and kinesis, nobody went anywhere near the body. In other words, only someone else on stage with the victim could possibly have...
Scott!
Do you have something to say, Doc Brown? Was Doc Brown the name of the scientist in Back to the Future? I can't remember.
Excuse me!
Professor Hairbrain, do you have some information that may be relevant here? Hello? Thank you. Sorry. I was just calculating the optimum optimum coefficient of electrolysis to separate molecules in the human body. Also, I feel like we should... Okay, I'm kind of glad that that clipboard he's using is not the death note. And the witness stand is the best place for that. It seems as though you might have something to say about Inspector Gregson's last remark. Yes, that's right, of course. He just said that nobody else could have done it, didn't he? Yeah, that's right. Who else could have stabbed the victim, eh? I don't know! But there's no way that I could possibly have stabbed Mr. Osmond, as you say. Explain. Of course, this cool lot of policemen may not be aware, I suppose. But humans are what does that have to do with anything? Humans are warm-blooded mammals with blood running continuously through their veins. I heard. And surely you see, if I plunged something the size of Andrew into the man's chest, the whole stage would have been a bloodbath! No, a blood-swimming pool! But thousands of Londoners were watching me at the time. And yet not one of them claims to have seen a swimming pool of blood! Okay, people have blood, but not swimming pool worth, I don't think. No, I suppose not. You see? Not one!
I didn't see anything like that.
Ooh. Sorry, just distracted by the colors. So it was purple. So it was purple, yellow, blue. Purple again. Also, I feel like this dude should probably be removed from the jury because he seems like a rival / enemy scientist, so there's some bias going on. Well done, Professor. That's a great counter argument. Hold up. I feel like there's something like there's a bit more to it than that. Blood. Pray forgive the discourtesy if I savor a drop from my hallowed chalice to accompany my old friend's adducing. Adducing? Here's to you, Albert. Oh, you're too kind, Barrack, but I'm really not a patch on you. Glass number 1. No, you're not. No? No? You've neglected to mention one crucial possibility. I have? A particular situation in which very little bleeding would result from a stab wound. Oh! Okay, so I'm guessing it's like more blood comes out if you pull out the weapon, so it's like if you just stab him and keep it there. Of course! Inspector, enlighten the courtroom, please. Yes, sir. Where are they going with this?
Alright, you'll amend your formal testimony now, Inspector Gregson.
The weapon the victim was stabbed with must have been left in his body. Yeah, exactly! That's what I was saying!
Hold it!
Why would you think that, Inspector? Also, wasn't the weapon found on the stage? In any wound, it's only when you pull the weapon out that profuse bleeding occurs. Whilst it's still lodged in the body, it acts as a stopper of sorts, for want of a better word. I see. You don't need a medical degree to be aware of this fact. It's common knowledge for any investigator. Where's the sound design when you need her? If you ask me, this bloke masked what he was doing from view with his body before stabbing Asman in the chest. Then he beamed the victim off the stage with this fancy device. The screwdriver's still where he planted it. I would never do such a thing! Not to my precious tools! I would never use them for such dirty work! You only use tools for their intended purpose! That's common knowledge for any scientist! The fact remains, the lack of blood at the scene can easily be explained, as the prosecution has demonstrated. So that's all the testimony I have. I had no idea the victim had been stabbed. Well, we have the idea now. It does change everything. Did Vances keep that to himself? Okay, I think I took what he said earlier about we only just now got that info as well. Like, maybe I shouldn't have believed it. Also, I think I know where to press. Well, not press, present. Cause if the body was teleported to the crystal tower with the weapon in tow, how did I find it in a completely different area?
Objection!
You say that while the weapon remains in the body, there's very little bleeding. Is that unequivocal? Look, there was no blood on the experimentation stage, even though that's where the fellow was stabbed. The only explanation for that is if the screwdriver was still in his body, stopping any heavy bleeding. Excuse me. It's common medical knowledge, my learned friend, even on your side of the world. Hey! Yeah, but about the screwdriver. The thing is, we actually saw it at the scene ourselves, on the experimentation stage. It was on the floor by the wreckage of the machine, poking through a metal grill. I went to pick it up, but the detective here stopped me. Isn't that right, Gregson? Now you come to mention it, yeah. Inspector, are we to understand that you permitted the defense counsel to investigate? Aren't both sides in this universe allowed? That you contravened the SDSE Act? No, I wouldn't do that. I'll just let him look, not more. I was very clear, it wasn't to touch a thing. Yes, that's true. The screwdriver was in plain sight on the stage. But it shouldn't have been, should it? Also, did they say they... Crap, I can't remember they already tested the blood, but do they actually have that tech? Like, I know Sholmes' like little device had it, but then again, it's already been 6 months. What are you getting at? If this tool had been in the victim's body when the body was beamed away by the machine, it shouldn't have been on the stage. Oh. That's right. It should have been beamed across the crystal tower along with Mr. Assman. And been found still lodged in the victim's chest. Ah!
Try to explain this, Inspector.
I don't... It looks as though everything that the victim had on his person moved with him when he was beamed.
Bring me up, Scotty!
The screwdriver was still in his chest when the instantaneous kinesis occurred. Obviously, that should have been beamed to the destination as well. I almost said banned. Yeah. It's a strange situation. Even though people are saying that this instantaneous kinesis is a scientific impossibility, we're still basing arguments on the assumption that it did actually take place. Okay, time to tighten the screws here. No pun intended. My lord, the prosecution is unable to explain this inconsistency in its argument. We can only conclude that the testimony given in support cannot be relied upon. Lord Van Zieks is stumped. What?! Okay, one, I honestly thought that was Winston Payne. Or Prosecutor Ouch, and I was thrown for a loop.
Do you have something to say, witness?
Yes, I knew it! It bears out! The equation holds! Listen, no, don't worry! Down my throat. I don't know if I can do that voice to match. About what? Without delving into the details, there's no inconsistency. Even if Andrew had been lodged in Mr. Assman's chest, my trusty tool wouldn't have moved. You are not helping. My trusty tool wouldn't have moved, and Andrew remaining on the stage is consistent with my calculations. Is that why Van Zieks was quiet? Glass number 2? I'm counting the whole bottle as a glass. It would seem your illusions have been shattered. Dad joke. Clearly, we should hear the accused's explanation. Or should I say, this brilliant scientist's explanation? Just when I'd found an inconsistency in the prosecution's argument, my ass out of a client ruins it. Scientists.
Well, the defendant will testify again. Provided with the scientific explanation as to why the inconsistency asserted by the defense fails to hold.
In the name of Apollo Justice, I will, my lord. To be clear, I'm still at the stage of gathering data in my research. My hypothesis states the kinesis cannot transport metal, though. Wait! Do glasses count as metal? I don't know what my... Okay. I have glasses. I don't know what they're made of, but I'm pretty sure it's not plastic. In other words, the point just raised by Mr. Naruto isn't an inconsistency at all. Mr. Osmond was a patron of my research. Without him, my work wouldn't have been possible. Now I have a duty to why is protect the incredible machine that we built together?
So the thoughts of your testimony, Professor, is...
That based upon his hypothesis, metal objects cannot be moved by this method of instantaneous kinesis.
In other words...
In other words, since the screwdriver is made of metal, even if it remained lodged in the victim's chest, its subsequent discovery on the stage despite the victim being found elsewhere is not an inconsistency.
And therefore...
And therefore, Professor Albert Hairbrain could still have been the killer. You realize what he just said, right? Don't be happy right now. Brag about your great hypothesis later. We had to make a cage used to contain the subject from wood for that very reason. Oh, okay. I was about to say, what about these little metal metal buckles on the straps, but another wood. Also, speaking of metal, do these buttons count? And still, do these glasses count?
I was not guessing your own witness.
Professor Hairbrain? Yes? Whose side are you on? I don't take sides, Mr. Naruto. No. My only interest lies in upholding my hypothesis. I'm a scientist after all. Throw me on the guillotine! Is he working for us or against us? It's really hard to tell. Let's see how you cross-examine this testimony. My... Narwhals living in the ocean. Friend. Far away, Mr. Naruto!
Hold it!
Excuse me. And yet you retort to my argument wasn't... And yet you retort to my argument wasn't lacking in confidence in any way. No scientist can find the truth without first finding self-belief. Those are the words of a certain scientist I hold in the very highest esteem. You realize that disproving my argument puts you in a very precarious position, right? No scientist should strive to protect himself more than he strives to protect the truth. Well, words of the same great scientist, you know? Words that are causing me a lot of trouble. Who is this? I'm afraid I couldn't tell you, Mr. Naruto. But, as soon as I remember the Magnificent Genius's name, you'll be the first to know! I thought he was about to say it was one of his professors from his German university, but guess not. It might be worth keeping the names of your idols to mind. You're wasting your breath, my learned friend. This scatterbrain even forgets my name at times. I never forget your name, Dracula. I mean, Van Zieks. So Lord Van Zieks really did have a friend once. I didn't know this hell freezing over.
Hold it!
Your hypothesis states it, so this isn't proven? No, of course not. It's merely a hypothesis, but a good one, based upon thousands of calculations. But it is widely known that metals can't be decomposed by electrolysis. Yes, of course, so I am right. My hypothesis is clearly correct. What is it about incriminating himself that makes this man so happy? Oh god, imagine if this dude was Frankenstein, like the doctor. This whole reason that the birdcage is made of wood, you see? Sorry, the birdcage? Yeah, that's what I call the C obtusa cage in which Mr. Aspen was placed for the kinesis. C obtusa? Coptusa? Also, let me see.
Oh, yes, Ella, what's the victim was detained? It does seem to be made of a timber of sorts.
If my Minecraft memory serves right, this kind of looks like acacia wood or acacia. I'll thank you not to refer to it as an instrument of incarceration, your lordship. In short, any weapon lodged in the victim when he was beamed away by instantaneous kinesis would have been left behind on the stage if it was made of metal, correct? Yeah, that's it! Yeah. It all fits perfectly with the mathematic model.
So the ultimate conclusion, then, is that the defendant alone had the opportunity to inflict this fatal injury on the victim, is it not?
Indeed, sir. Someone beat me out of this nightmare. Now I see where Phoenix Wright gets his "oh god, kill me now" face from.
Hold it!
You seem to be pleased by that. Yeah, another example of my hypothesis holding true. But I sense some sarcasm, Mr. Naruto. Are you not pleased? I'm trying to get you again. I'm trying to prove you're innocent. You're not helping. No. I knew it. At the end of the day, I'm the one responsible for Mr. Aspen losing his life. The advancement of science is no excuse, I know that. You see me juggling between yay science, screw everything else, and this dude is dead, screw science. No, you're quite right.
Tell the court, do you have a close relationship with Mr. Aspen?
Well, no, not really. I mean, I'd only met him 2 or 3 times. And we only ever discussed my hypothesis and the project. And the research grant, of course.
Hold it!
How did you come to know Mr. Aspen in the first place? Oh! Was not expecting a little teeny tiny diary. A year ago now, a small provincial science journal published a little paper about my work. Emphasis on little.
There's a scientific journal? Good grief, I should need new spectacles.
I might have had an extraordinary hypothesis and great promise, but at the time I had no money. I had to eat tiny little meals at a tiny little cafe and drink watered down water out of a tiny little glass, just like my tiny little book. But Mr. Osmond read the paper and came to visit me at my tiny little laboratory. And offered you tiny little money to help fund your tiny little work. Exactly! That's exactly what happened. I all know the theoretical side of things, and Mr. Osmond provided me with an engineer for the practical. three of us produced that fantastic machine together. Where is your engineer friend? Can we bring him in? The machine that you brought to the great exhibition to demonstrate. Seriously, I feel like your engineer friend could also serve as a witness, or possibly the murderer, but bring him in! We had to apply to the government for some sort of inspection to be allowed to exhibit, I think. I didn't understand all that side of things. Mr. Osmond took care of it. He was a wonderful man. Really, I owe him everything.
Hold it!
When you say that you built the machine together, does that mean you were involved in its construction? Yeah. Well, not exactly. I'm not good with the practical side of machines myself, so the physical construction was done by an engineer. Get your engineer friend in here! Unless it's the kind of engineer who is busy at 2 Fort making sentries. They're the remains of your creation now, though, following the explosion. Repair will no doubt be impossible. Yes, I realize that. But still, if someone were to gather all the broken parts, they could discover the secret of my hypothesis. But Mr. Osmond and I toiled over that machine for so long. We put our hearts and souls into it. I have to protect our work. So what's left of the machine must be kept safe. That's only fair, because what happened was an accident. That's the extent of the testimony, then. Thank goodness for that. I'll say... The only thing I could think of for now for contradictions, like if metals can't go through, how did this button and how did his glasses go with him? But I get the feeling that would be kind of flimsy. I don't want him doing any more damage. He's already basically proven that he could have been the culprit. It seems as though all he really cares about is defending his hypothesis. Still, I wonder, what if his hypothesis is just fundamentally flawed? Okay, I'm gonna try it and see what happens.
Objection!
Oh, thank God! Professor Harebrain, you say that according to your hypothesis, nothing made of metal can be beamed by instantaneous kinesis using the machine? Yeah, that's right. Spot on, exactly correct. In that case, I'd ask you to have a look at this photograph that was taken at the scene. Glasses, button. In particular, I'd like to pay attention to the victim's face. You can clearly see that Mr. Asman is wearing a pair of spectacles with a metal rim. Metal? Metal can't. That's not metal. No. We've already established that the proposed murder weapon, the screwdriver, was found on the stage. However, if your hypothesis correctly predicted that outcome, it should also have predicted that the metal rim spectacles would be found in the same place. My hypothesis! Professor Harebrain, this isn't easy for me to say, but your hypothesis is bullshit! Hey, where'd Rexon go?
Counsel, what's the implication of this?
If on the day in question the alleged instantaneous kinesis never actually took place, then it's entirely possible that the victim was killed somewhere other than the stage. And in that case, someone other than the defendant could have been the culprit. But my hypothesis is sound! Put me in jail! I proved it that day! The experiment was a success! The experiment was proof of all my work!
If I could say something here in my capacity as a fellow of the Royal Society. Rest on number 4, go ahead.
As a man of science, there's only one thing I simply cannot abide. And that's a fraud who pretends to be a fellow man of science.
Why? Great Scott! Are you suggesting my science is suspect?
It's just been disproved, hasn't it? In front of all of us. Watch me turn purple into yellow. In other words, the whole demonstration was a complete nonsense from the start to finish. Believe me, my fellow jurors, when I tell you that this man is a heel, a bounder, and a fraud. Find him in WWE. He'll be an enemy.
I'll say the record of that machine. Whoa! Is that the same newspaper? Oh, it is. I'll say the records of that machine should be stripped down and thoroughly examined. No, never. The machine is the essence of my entire hypothesis. It's protected by the SDSE Act. What the devil is that Plaza Act about, eh? Who made up such a daft rule? I don't like the way this seems to be going. What's the best way for me to help the professor? Okay. I feel like if I raise an objection, it might just add more guilt to him. But if I wait and see, he's just gonna keep digging his own grave.
Objection!
Professor Harebrain has yet to perfect his invention. That would seem to be the case. But even so, what? Going to such trouble and expense to create a fake machine to display in public. He would have absolutely no reason to do such a thing.
Objection!
He had an obvious reason to do exactly that. For the research grant money.
If the government was foolish enough to have deemed the man's ridiculous notion plausible, he and his conspirators would have received a handsome sum indeed.
Conspirators? What would be the value of such a grant? 10 pounds? That seems kind of small.
You're an order of magnitude out, madame. 500 pounds a year.
You can live on someone. You can live on someone that much for you.
The society's noticed an increase in bogus public demonstrations in the field of science recently. And plenty of science arguments are arguing with each other to get the largest slice of the funding cake. People's greed is plenty motive enough for murder, I assure you.
No, I haven't deceived anyone. Least of all the government. My hypothesis is sound. The science is sound. Please, you must believe me.
Objection!
No matter how unbelievable this hypothesis may seem to you, ladies and gentlemen, the fact remains that the victim was transported instantly to the Crystal Tower. Which means that the experiment was a success. Oh, shit. Yeah, because, like, even with the whole, like, am I trying to prove that the machine didn't work? As in, the teleportation didn't work at all? Or it did work, but not to the extent he thinks? Barak! And therefore, the only person who could possibly have committed this murder is you! Barak! Where's this heading? I don't know either. My lord, if I may.
Yes, Lord Rodriguez.
The prosecution would like to summon new witnesses. Yes! Yes! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it!
The witnesses? What would be the nature of their involvement?
They were spectators of the demonstration at the exhibition, who were occupying special seats. Eyewitnesses?
Very well, the court grants the prosecution's request. I should very much like to hear from my witnesses to the incident.
The prosecution's stance is clear. This experiment was no postiche. Postiche? Postiche? I'll postiche for now. The accused killed the financier victim there on this public stage, before the very eyes of the spectators. Now, my learned friend. Yes? It's time for you to make your own stance clear. There's clearly a flaw in the professor's hypothesis. I can definitely see that. But where does that leave me?
We shall take a short recess, during which time the prosecution will prepare its new witnesses to take the stand.
Wait, is there gonna be a to be continued? As you wish, my lord.
Good. In that case, close the gen for 20 minutes.
God damn, really? It's only been an hour.